Good evening. It is Sunday, October 18th, 2020. Hope everyone's doing okay out there. I know I can't believe I'm making yet another video, second time in 4 days. Crazy to believe, right? Considering. Today was yet another classic awful performance by the Jets. They were shut out 24 to nothing in Miami today. What's there to say? They are now the only winless team in the NFL, as the Falcons and the Giants both won their games today. And there's really not much you can say. The defense, give credit. To be the only positive is the defense came out in the second half and played a lot better, considering they trailed the team trailed 21 to nothing at halftime and buckled down. A couple of nights. Brian Poole had the interception late in the first half when it looked like Miami was going to score again and make it even uglier. And then Marcus May had that ridiculous behind the back pick that after Ryan Fitzpatrick, tried to launch one down the field. But, those are the only basically golden, the only positive moments you could find out of this game. This kid, Ty Johnson, whoever his name is, he had busted out a couple of nice runs there at the end when pretty much didn't matter anymore. But, the offense continues to bleed. And, even when they had the closest chance, they just couldn't get in the end zone. Joe Flacco often threw into coverage. It was just, wow. Missing receivers, and it was just awful to look at. The team is the worst offense in the league for a reason. And how Adam Gase has a job still is ridiculous. If you saw if you were watching the game today and you saw the graphic on TV from when he was the Bears offensive coordinator to, his time in Miami as a head coach up till now, you saw from 25th ranked all the way down to dead last. And yet the guy still has a job. Okay. It seems like the one reason Adam Gase is still here because Christopher Johnson knows he made a mistake and he's trying to save face. He knows he messed up by picking Adam Gase and selecting him hiring him as head coach in weeks after he got fired from Miami. They pick him up. It was clearly a hasty decision to hire him when there were much better coaching candidates out there. Peyton Manning had something to do with it, I think. Does Peyton Manning need a quarterbacks coach? Did he value Adam Gase that much? And you have to see this guy behind the mask, facing the playbook, again, not knowing what he's doing. He knows he's a dead man walking. And it's just just cut the guy loose already. It's over. He stinks. Cut him loose. He should have cut him loose after the Denver game. How the Jets blew that game. And how many times he's gotten his team's butt kicked. How many times? It's another, the Jets are 0-6. And with the exception of the Denver game, they haven't competed. They just don't compete. Oh, but they gave up below their average today. Who cares? Still. It was another just awful performance, just all around. With the offense. The offense stunk it up. It was just, like I said, the defense cleaned it up in the second half. Great. Still couldn't get points. We tried a field goal for pride. Sam Ficken badly missed it to the left. It was, like I said, the whole thing, late in the game when it didn't matter anymore, Miami was basically playing prevent defense. The Jets still couldn't get in the end zone. What does that go to show you? It's horrible. It's horrible to watch. And another huge play. This is another one. Again, second half, the Jets are driving up to that point, the furthest they've been down the field. Mind you, until the fourth quarter, there were no third down conversions between either team. And all of a sudden, right, The Jets convert a couple of times on third down, and then they're on the Dolphin 30-yard line, and Joe Flacco he's running for his life, which, he did a few times today, and he gets, instead of throwing the ball away, he gets sacked for 28 yards. Out of field goal range, Jets have to punt. And if I wasn't already mad enough, I was ticked. And I lost it. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, nothing. It was disgusting to watch today. Really disgusting. And you also saw an appearance by Joe Douglas on TV. Barely ever. I think today might have been the first time I've seen Joe Douglas on TV. You see him like this. His hands in his face. He knows. Like I said the other day, if he had control, Adam Gase would have been a goner. And never will be a head coach again, ever. And there's really not much else you can say. They were shut out 24-0. It drops there. What were they at? 15 points per game leading to this point. It just dropped with, this latest loss. Now it's down to what? 12 point whatever? Now that it's 6 games? 6 into 75, that's 12 something. 12 and a half. There you go. So, it hurts. And then again, if they had a chance to win any game between now and the bye week, this was the one. Because they're not beating Buffalo next week. They're definitely, I don't even know why they're even going to show up in Kansas City. And the Patriots, the Patriots are shockingly 2-3. First time in like 18 years they've been below 500, which is like, what? Big shocker. And there's that. With the Patriots formidable, I don't know. But all I know is that this coach stinks. He's 7-15 now. 7-15. Oh, it's only a second. No. A lot of times he gives up on the team. A lot of times. No heart, no fight. It's pretty clear, okay? There's no accord. You saw him fighting with Greg Williams, his defensive coordinator. They were clearly having some sort of argument before the game today. What is that showing you? There's no harmony or accord with this team. None. And yet we have to, we have to sit here with this coaching staff. We still have to sit through it. What does that go to show you? It's sickening. Sickening. The only bright spot on this team so far has been Jamison Crowder. He's been a very big bright spot. But, let's go to show you this. Like I said, the core of the team that we punted away, okay? It almost just seems like no one wants to play for the Jets. Cutting Le'Veon Bell, and, Jamal Adams, Robbie Anderson, all these guys. No one wants to play with the Jets. Starts with the coach. No one wants to play with an inept organization that has just constantly let their fans down year after year after year. And that's just all it is. If you're a baby boomer, you've seen the glory. Generation X, millennials, we haven't. And it's going to be a long time before we do. This year, listen, going into this year, we knew the schedule was not going to be favorable. It seems like most of the teams on the West Coast are the teams that are dominant, that tend to be the stronger teams. So we knew right away this schedule is not going to be kind to us. But not even anything. 0-16 is probably in the works. And then for those that, expect us, who want us to lose and tank and everything else in between. Sorry, I had to turn the light off. Expect us to tank. Now, 3 years ago, you guys for you pro tankers wanted to beg for a quarterback. You begged for the likes of Sam Darnold. You begged for this. Now it's happening. You want to turn on him and draft Trevor Lawrence. That's what you want to do. Oh, his contract and everything else in between. Right? That's what you wanted. Just turn on the quarterback. And when all of this is not directly even his fault. Okay, you have a Super Bowl quarterback who's won the Super Bowl, and he's playing with the same thing, and he ain't achieving. What more? What more is it going to be? Every year, it's always something. We either crap on the draft, put out a crappy product, and just end up with a crappy record. And for this year, I want to apologize to all the years we went 4-12, 6-10, 5-11, whatever. Because this is the worst. Oh yeah, and don't forget the 1-15 team. Like I've said, you can age the 1996 team by 24 years, put them on the football field, and they would beat this disgraceful team of 2020. They would. Yet, Adam Gase has a job. And then the ownership with the Johnson brothers. I mean, Woody Johnson left his brother in charge, and what a mistake that was. What a mistake. Christopher Johnson knows absolutely zero about football. It's shown. From hiring Adam Gase to firing Mike McCagnon in the month of May. And yet, how is it possible? This is a losing mentality. It's a losing mentality. You really think Adam Gase was the answer to our problems? I mean, is that what it is? It's just, it's hard to find words. It really is hard to find words on this. I mean, so many things. And it's funny, last year, these no-name guys played hard for Greg Williams. They did. You're sitting there and you're wondering, who is Bless Austin? Who is, Arthur Mollett? Who are these guys? And it's like this year, what happened? Pretty clear, they don't want to play for Adam Gase. No one wants to. That's why these core players left town. That's why. And are flourishing. These guys say all the right things. Yeah, I'm glad to be a Jet. I'm this, that, and the next thing. And boy, do they end up sorry once they end up leaving. It's a class B organization. Being the redheaded stepchild behind the Giants, it's always going to be this way. The Giants will always be the team of New York. It'll always be the team that owns that stadium, no matter what we may think. Okay, it'll always belong to the Giants. The Jets are just the redheaded stepchildren tenants who just happen to play their home games in that building. And it's embarrassing. This is the lowest I have felt in 25 years rooting for this team. This is the lowest. And that's saying something. That being said, I don't know what else more I can say right now. I mean, again, it was another loss today. Expected, 0-6, the only winless team in the NFL now. And it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And might I say this? Before the Giants won their game today, I still can't believe how Washington decided to go for the win instead of going for overtime. At least I can say with the Giants and their crummy record, at least they compete. A number of their losses, at least they were in the game to win. With the exception of one. At least the Giants are always in the games. I can't say that about the Jets. You can't. It's almost like they barely show up to play. You just shake your head. It's disgusting. Anyway, that being said, before I run out of time here, I am going to wrap up here. Again, Jets suck, suck, suck. Can we please just get rid of Adam Gase now? I'm sick and tired of this losing. I'm sick and tired of the lack of effort. I'm sick and tired. It's pretty clear the players don't like playing for him. The morale is shot. They need to tell him your services are no longer needed here. And in fact, you know what they really should have done? If he still has a home in Miami from coaching the Dolphins, they should have just left him in Miami. He could enjoy his house in Miami for the rest instead of flying back to Newark. Might as well. Because we don't want him here. Nobody does. And you got to be nuts if you are a proponent of this guy. That being said, I'm going to sign off for now. All right. Deuces. See you next time when I, have a quiet moment and away for the kids and everything else in between. Next week, it's the Bills. Josh Allen's probably going to run amok on our defense. You watch. See you later, folks.